Off looking at oil. Just want to make this note. Want to remind everybody we have not had a pullback since the original breakout of 66.77. Just want to remind everybody once again, we have not had a significant pullback since 66.77. We are also getting very close. Let's pull this out. Our quarter, 20 years since it's been so long. Now look, we're getting very close to the October 18 high, which was 76.90. You see it? We're getting very close. We have touched 76.22. So what, 70 cents away from the 2018 high. We're right around there. It looks a little bit more promising than it did the last time we were getting to this point. But just want to remind you guys, we have not had a pullback back to this 50% line in quite some time. So just be careful. If we break out right here and we break out strong, then this could head all the way up to 88 to 90 area, this region right here, relatively fast. I don't even really want to say relatively fast because it's been relatively fast since it was at 66.77, right? We're literally looking at, let's go to the weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago it broke out. Wow, that seems like a long time ago. So 5 weeks ago it broke out without, look at this is weeks. So we've had 5 straight weeks of up. So just be careful. With that being said, let's move on into our oil stocks. Sunoco. I like Sunoco. I mean, I like it. This was we gotta kind of look in oil. Let's go back to the oil. Hold on. Come on. So that was around this day that happened, because you'll see the market kind of got, like, all these oil stocks got destroyed based on, like, this is Monday, this is last week. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 straight days of down, but it was also at a high, right? We had just gotten a high for years and then got destroyed. But then the curious thing is that we held that, the breakout, which was right here and basically right here. And now we're looking to retake over this 38.63 with the potential of trying to at least get to 38.84 with the main target of 40, right? So then that would be 100% of this. Remember, this is the extension. So it'll be 100% of the extension with an overall target after it breaks that extension about 43.85. Now I don't know how long that will take, but we're looking for that in the long term. VLO, it's been quite disappointing. However, it looks like we might finally be finding some footing, as in we had our nasty drop. But then here, it looks like we are finding some support around this area right here. I like how we at least attempted with 70. Oh, wow. We closed directly at this line, if you see, 78.07. So that's a promising thing. I like that. As long as the oil kind of stabilizes, I'm not saying that it shoots higher or shoots lower, but just more or less stabilizes where it is and doesn't have any more drastic moves, then all these oil stocks should start shifting and kind of flowing to their high. KMI, I enjoy KMI. I really enjoy it now when I look at it. Yeah, it looks like we are headed to at least attempt to, yeah, we already took over that. We're looking to take over the 1898 high or debacle right here, this huge day on the 17th. With Corona kind of opening up, I know there's a new variant 9 or 8 or whatever it is, Delta. However, as long as people are taking the masks off and tired of being trapped in the house and still spending money on inflated gas prices, these all of these stocks should trend higher. Now, MMP, I really like this company as a dividend play. I mean, this is a 5 point drop, so it's really not huge. I mean, it's like a 10% drop. However, it looks like it's starting to gain some footing. And if it gains some footing, then look for it to kind of trend higher all the way up to more or less this 55 area. Now, again, because that's the 100% of the move, we just bounce right back to the 50, so it's not that big of a deal. However, again, I'm kind of looking for all these stocks to wait and almost, and this sounds crazy, but well, let's see, my dividend, well, I'm looking for quarter 4, right? In quarter 4, I see that these stocks are really going to explode just because it's going to take a minute for the oil market to really reflect the stock price or the dividend or the earnings. So I'm more or less looking for quarter 4 that these stocks really take off. Total. See, they switched our ticker on us. Um, so we don't have any backwards data. That's all the data we got right now. So it's gonna have to, before we can really talk on it, it's gonna have to go for probably about another month, and then we'll be able to talk a little bit more. XOM. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed in like your major brand stocks, your major oil stocks, like your Exxon, and then we'll see again with kind of like Royal Dutch Shell, BP, and Chevron. Just for simple fact, these are world like household names. Everyone knows about them, and oil market is just taking is on fire, and you're not seeing the volume that I would like to see. Right? I mean, the volume's almost even deteriorating on oil going to 2018 highs, right? The highs of 3-4 years ago, and none of the oil stocks are really moving how I'd like them to, which could be a good thing. Why do I say it's a good thing? Nobody's talking about it. No one's focusing on it. Then that's another reason I say quarter 4, because after these Corona's in the way, the meme stocks are in the way. What they're doing, this is my personal opinion, is they don't want to mention anything about the oil anything until it gets to the point where they want it to be. So no darlings, because no one's even really talking about these companies. Now Exxon has the potential really to get to 72 is really nothing, because let's go back into quarter 3. Where were we? 18. So see, 2018 October, when oil is right around where it's, but we're our 3-year high, and this our 3-year high should be 83. So we're nowhere close. But if you look at the quarters, this is looking like it could pop ourselves all the way back up to our former glory of 83, at least our former glory of a couple years ago. Now, our former glory is back up to our $100 mark, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I see that coming to $100 with the quickness once the earnings start coming in, because right now all these prices are basically based off of zero earnings, or they're not reflective of the earnings that these companies are about to hopefully get. Um, Again, I would be cautious on getting in this until it goes 63 and holds it. Again, we have not seen a drop in oil for 5 weeks, so be prepared for a nasty drop, right, to clear everybody out. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying be prepared for it, because when it happens, it's going to drag all these stocks down temporarily. British Petroleum is eh, it's a gapper, and it's really all over the place. It's difficult for me to really endorse something that looks like this, because I mean we're literally, you have no idea, and it's basically off of it's British Petroleum. Uh, Now I'm not gonna say I don't enjoy this. Again, I would like to see it stabilize a little bit more. I mean, it's extremely volatile, but it hasn't gone anywhere, if that makes sense. Royal Dutch Shell looks like it could be turning the corner. right over here. But Royal Dutch Shell and BP, I kind of put those two in the same. They're kind of gappy. They're difficult to kind of read. Be careful now if you're looking for a long-term play, obviously, right? Because they're in the oil market. And if you look at the difference, look at this: 16 cents to 73 cents. That's a huge 3 month gap. Now that's more or less in uh in suit or following suit of what I'm saying. When these companies start talking about the nice price and oil gain that they've had, that's when I'm really expecting these to break out. ENI, of all the oil stocks, this is probably the one I do not like the most. This looks terrible. So we're just going to jump on by. Now, when are these earnings? Let's see. Okay, so at the end of the month is when we get our earnings. Okay, that's good to know. So, again, I don't say this earnings sequence, but 3 months from now. So, August, September, October. So end of October is when October, November area is when I really see that these companies are gonna skyrocket. I've been saying December, but it's you know October, November. Um, Chevron. I see us going to 113. Whether it's this week, I'm not sure. Next week, I'm not sure. But by July 30th, going into August, I see us taking over this 114, going to 117.